Leo, mate. Look, I know you're busy, but we are putting together a huge celebration of Australia's best movies and TV shows of the last decade. And Great Gatsby's been nominated because it was shot right here in beautiful Sydney. Excited?
I can't talk now.
I get it. I get it. Time is money. I just need to know what your favourite Australian film is.
Chat later, old sport.
Old sport? Sounds like one vote for Ride Like a Girl.
G'day, Ray.
What are you up to?
Here, in the middle of Sydney, doing rooftop yoga.
What a senseless waste of life.
Have you heard, mate? We're having a huge celebration.
Yeah.
And we asked everyday Aussies to vote for their favourite stars in movies.
Yeah, righto.
And you're never going to believe who came out on top.
Hey, Asha. Glad I caught you.
Hurry up. What is it?
I just wanted to tell you about the great host we have tonight.
Who is it?
Shane Jacobson.
No.
I heard you're a big fan.
Please don't say anything to him.
The show's about to start. Don't get too flustered over Shane.
Oh.
Shane, it's all done. We're good to go.
Thanks, mate. You're the best. Oh, so, by the way, this is a video call, so you may want to cover up.
No, I'm not worried. I'm sure you're looking at the $1 million view.
Sydney, have
Plenty of those to offer. Good luck for tonight.
Tonight, we're celebrating the best of the last 10 years of Australian screens across television.
What's the worst that can happen?
Customer service, Robbie speaking. How can I help you?
How the hell did that make it on television?
That shit is funny.
I need a kiss. No. I need a cuddle. No, never.
Oh my God.
Film,
That was a visual explosion in your face. I don't mind a visual explosion in my face.
We can take on the best.
Take your clothes off. A murderer and a lesbian.
There's a lot of talent coming out of Australia.
Bigger and bolder than anyone expected.
and digital content.
Phenomenal opportunity for chumps like me to just release content.
We asked you to vote for your favourites through newspapers across the country. Throughout tonight, we'll learn who your favourites are, and later we'll show you the highlights of the AACTA Awards, presented by Foxtel, held in Sydney earlier this week at the Star.
G'day and welcome to AACTA's Best of the Decade Australia Decides. Throughout this year, my screens have connected me to the world when I felt most isolated, and I know a lot of you feel the same. Our screens have given us the news, entertained us, and relieved the loneliness. And this decade has given us some great comedies and wonderful comedians.
Australian comedy. I mean, brilliant. And not just the shows that I'm in and create. Other ones as well. I imagine I don't watch them.
It's so important to show what our population makeup actually looks like on camera. A comedy has to be the way to do it, because otherwise we're being trained to just so be afraid of the other all the time.
No, you know what that was? It's called fonging a fong. Because the Americans call a G-banger a fong. You get it? You're probably going to have a mark.
Yes, it's super funny, but it's also often quite friendly, and I love that about Australian comedy.
I think the thing that sets Aussie comedy apart is it's often filmed in Australia, whereas other comedies are often filmed elsewhere.
If you lose, the Wolverine gets to eat a rat off your bum.
But if I win, what do I get to eat off the Wolverine?
How has comedy changed? Comedy hasn't changed. The world has changed, and comedy reflects it.
It's a good pizza, mate. What's wrong with it? It's got bacon!
There's many cultural sensitivities, and there's a lot of oversensitive stooges who are cultural.
I feel like there's no taboos really anymore. It was the Wild West now, anything really goes. I feel like I tread the line as far as I possibly can. I get to that edge of that cliff and just I'm on tippy toes in terms of taste and decency. I know where the line is.
I know it's me, brother, but that shit is funny.
I think he remembers me. Nah, he just does that when he's cold. Sorry, no, definitely he misses you.
I have not seen Please Like Me yet, because I thought I might be intimidated by how good it is. And plus, every time I saw Josh, I took great pleasure in telling him I hadn't seen it, just to put him in his place, because he's junior to me.
No, a man in a dress, that's weird. No, it's not. Do you know what's weird? Pink headbands on bald babies. Hannah Gadsby and I met during Raw Comedy, which is my 5th gig ever. She beat me and won. But where is she now? New York, probably, at the Emmys. This moment in history, it is not a good time to be a straight white man. I wouldn't want to be a straight white man, not if you paid me, although the pay would be substantially better.
I've always looked at Hannah as like one of my favourite Australian comedians. She's one of the best joke tellers there is, so to see her then do Nanette just blew my mind. She grew as a performer and as an artist, and it encouraged all of us to as well.
I think it's cool. It's like your own star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, except it's on the pavement in Rosehaven and it says I root rats.
Sorry.
The last 10 years, you pretty much never get a comedy show now that has a laugh track, which is very unnerving because you never know when to laugh. Like, I watch Rosehaven and it's really funny, but sometimes I'm laughing all by myself and it's a lonely feeling.
This looks pretty old. What if it's wrong?
Oh, the roads wouldn't have changed much out here.
But how does it know where we are?
The thing I like most about Australian comedy is that it employs me and allows me to pay rent. So big thanks to Australian comedy for that.
What I love about comedy is that you can get it from so many different places. It's not just, you don't have to have a TV show, but it's now also YouTube and Instagram. Like Celeste Barber, huge impact and finding audiences in different ways, and he's so funny.
It just makes me so happy that the world has access to Celeste Barber. She's the best.
Here's something I don't normally say. Shannon Noll news.
Singer Shannon Noll has launched a foul-mouthed tirade at a fan at one of his gigs in regional New South Wales.
Now, Noel has since apologised for the rant, but not for his music.
I think Australia does topical weekly news as good, if not better, than the rest of the world. Tonightly, The Weekly, even The Project.
The Project is not comedy. It's news delivered differently, except that they've done it the same way for about 5 years. But carry on.
Because she knew all these shows do satire in a very Australian way.
One of the more pleasant parts of this crisis has been seeing both sides come together with statements of unity like this.
We're all in this together.
We are all in this together.
We are, after all, as Ben Lee sang, all in this together.
Yeah, but Ben Lee also sang Catch My Disease. So, you know, swings and roundabouts.
You want to be funny without being disrespectful. You don't want to be seen as being callous. But every now and again, you've got to step across the line and go for the joke, even though, you know, you're going to get a few emails of people saying they're never going to watch anything you do ever again because you're an asshole. They probably will watch you again because they will hate watch. A lot of people hate watch. They love to hate people, so they watch them so they can hate them more.
Do you mind being called a Windian?
Customer service, Robbie speaking. How can I help you? Which operating system are you using, sir? No, sir, which version of Windows? I'm sorry, this is going to take a while.
Legally Bound was a show I made thinking about the show that I would want to have watched growing up in Australia, a show that I could relate to directly, that sort of told jokes and stories about my life and my friends.
We did our research and Googled white rituals.
You can't have every show being a white man telling you how it is. You can have a lot, as it turns out, and I'm on some of them. But it's good to get other perspectives.
I'm so glad I found some others. I thought I was a goner.
We have an Aboriginal with us.
Oh, I know. I feel so relieved.
What are you talking about?
Well, you are Aboriginal, yeah?
No, I'm Torres Strait Islander.
Oh, potato, potato.
Black comedy is one of the funniest shows that has been on television, not just in Australia, but I think anywhere. And it feels dangerous. We'd often watch a sketch and go, how the hell did that make it on television?
Oh, no. I can't stop thinking about it.
Me too.
Are you sure we're cousins?
Your dad is my Aunt Mabsissima's nephew. We're cousins.
I think comedy is the first step to being taken seriously. Everyone likes to sit around and have a laugh. And I think that when we first had that laugh, then, OK, we can maybe go on about some of the harder stuff down the track.
So, Josie, what's your wish?
Anything you want.
I want my land back.
But you know what it's also time for, my darling doctor? For us to move back smoothly over here. Then we're going to go over there and yell the title of the show.
I am so in love with our industry. I'm so sad when it doesn't get the support and the respect that I think it deserves because it is full of funny, interesting, weird, talented, passionate people. Complete wank. complete. But this is. I'd much rather do comedy than talk about what comedy is, because we know what it is. It's just trying to be funny. It's just trying to be funny.
OK, Australia, the moment has come to find out our favourite comedy performer of the decade, who has given us our biggest laughs over the last 10 years. Here are your nominees. Should I do a sexy announcer voice? No. It's a no from the crew.
Celeste Barber, Hannah Gadsby, Hamish and Andy, Julia Morris, and Celia Piccola.
What a great list there. Now to the comedian you chose as your favourite. And I really don't want to upset them all because I love them all, but they also have really long memories and the ability and the wit to get me back. Here we go. Your favourite comedy performer of the decade is Celeste Barber. Congratulations, mate. Well done.
A crazed fugitive is on the loose and your life is in danger.
Coming up after the break, which is your favourite TV drama of the decade?
I love it. It's the best show in the world.
Welcome back to our huge celebration of the best of Aussie screens. Now, over the centuries, drama has been represented by two masks. This one representing tragedy and this one representing comedy. But there is a third mask now, and it's this one that represents tragedy and comedy, as well as the year 2020, especially in Victoria. It has been a dramatic year, but a really dramatic decade on our screens.
TV has never been more needed than this year, especially with everyone stuck at home.
It's not that interesting. I think it's really important for TV dramas and storytelling to evolve with the times.
You just want to see real people doing things that might be a little out of your comfort zone, so you can either experience their success or failure without the risk.
It's a little bit awkward right now, so all hands on deck, right? Yes?
Roles that have been done by males are now kind of being filled by females, and creates a wonderful diversity.
It's a great glue in the conversation. What are you watching? Have you watched that? What did you think of it?
One of the most beautiful things about dramas and TV shows, I think you go on an emotional roller coaster with the characters.
But it's gone beyond that now to, like, kind of, I guess, stories.
We're a dedicated team of highly motivated professionals.
What she said, 100%.
You've got Miss Fisher's murder mysteries. It's really encouraging for our industry that are hungry for stories from down here.
I'm a woman alone, newly arrived in a dangerous town.
You know, how will this translate to an international market? And thankfully, it seems a lot of Australian content is being devoured. It means the stories that we're telling here are relatable to many people in the world, and it's about accessing the human story.
Most people, when you're travelling, will talk about Neighbours, Home and Away, you know.
I reckon that's exactly what you need.
They're the shows that we're known for.
Great.
The talent that has been born out of those shows.
Dad, hey, you really need to get here soon.
Production sometimes spends 6 months making an hour-and-a-half long film, and Neighbours puts out half an hour 5 times a week, all year round.
He texted me the wedding's off.
Things are moving quickly, and you really have to be good enough to keep up.
Get back! Home and Away is the best show in the world.
It's been in our lounge rooms for over 30 years.
I grew up watching it, and now I'm on it.
Oh, love.
It's just one of the most surreal experiences.
He's alive? Yes, but however, his condition is critical.
There's always someone that you can relate to.
A really, really bad chest pain. I think I could be dying.
When Chris got that role as Kim, that just gave him the launching pad to get over to Hollywood.
But I tell you two, you better run like hell or I'm going to kill you both. You understand?
He deserves a damn good kick up the Khyber. That's what he needs.
Alf is still there. That is just like a big warm hug to me.
Whatever it is that you're going through in life, I think it needs to be reflected on television.
Offspring is brilliant.
It's pretty steamy.
It's about messy families fighting with each other, but doing so in a really funny, entertaining way.
I just can't keep my life in limbo while you two play sex games. I'm sorry.
It's cheeky and funny and smart.
What's the point of me moving out if you're still going to control my life?
Darling, there are grumpy old neighbours wherever you go. This one just happens to be your mother. Night, Nick.
No, Mrs. Rafter.
I come from a madhouse. I'm one of 6 kids, so I loved Back to the Rafters.
Mr. Wong, would you mind taking the picture, please? There was another word entirely on Dave's mind.
And you're watching it going, yeah, cool, that's my family on TV.
I just wanted Rebecca and Eric to be my mum and dad. Didn't everyone?
And Dad's not good. I mean, he says he's fine, but he's not. It's like he's just going through the motions. Never fails.
My favourite show from the past 10 years on Australian television has to be Wentworth. And that's not just because I'm in it.
Writers and creatives have found the right amount of pathos and dare I say it, violence.
Hello, Boomer.
I've been on Wentworth for 8 seasons from the very beginning. In my humble opinion, it is one of the most groundbreaking dramas this country has known. If you are wrong, you will be putting a psychopath back on the street.
I love it. And I love seeing, like, boss, badass women that do really hectic things. Fucking liar! I wouldn't want to be in there with them, but I enjoy watching it.
Wentworth has also been an extraordinary international success. One more season to go in 2021, and then that will be the end of a monumental and great era.
I'd do anything for you.
I have my favourite Australian TV drama, but my opinion doesn't really matter because you all voted for your favourite. And you had some outstanding dramas to choose from. And here they are. Home and Away, Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, Offspring, Pack to the Rafters, and Wentworth. Hey, Offspring! On behalf of the cast and crew of Offspring, they wanted to thank all of you and their families, and they probably want to thank their agents as well. Coming up next...
She was so wonderful.
Who is your favourite TV actor of the last 10 years?
Is there nothing she can't do?
We're about to find out on the other side of this.
Wow, what an incredible talent that we've produced.
Welcome back to AACTA's Best of the Decade. If you don't know what AACTA stands for, it stands for artichokes, anchovies, capsicum... No, actually, I think they're all my favourite pizza toppings. What it does stand for is Australian Academy of Cinema and Television Arts, which promotes and celebrates screen excellence in Australia. Excellence? Now that describes the quality of Australian actors.
I'd say most of my favourite actors overseas are Aussies. I just think we're hard workers, we're down to earth, and we're awesome funny.
If we don't get the bucks, these stars don't shine.
It's a small industry comparatively. In Australia, you have to take risks. You have to get outside your comfort zone and just sort of basically say yes to everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I will.
Nothing comes free in this world, son.
Diversity for actors, it's certainly very important. Being able to jump from a drama to a musical to a comedy is a good thing.
It's hard to go past someone like Essie Davis in terms of the last 10 years. She's just managed to play incredibly diverse and disparate characters and just nail each and every one of them.
Hello, Harry.
I also really enjoy watching Damon Herriman in whatever he does. He's also a guy who chooses incredibly diverse kind of characters and manages to sit inside each one of them and make them incredibly kind of real and resonant.
Who's to say who these women really are?
Oh, this is nice, just like old times.
What are you doing here?
Still with the...
Asha Keddy's actually got an incredible career, but I think we're always going to remember her for Offspring because it was on TV for so many years and she was so wonderful in that lead role.
They loved you. Why'd you leave? I saw your ad. According to this, you resigned 3 weeks ago. I started advertising last Tuesday.
How hard must it have been to play Ita Buttrose, who we all seem to know so well? And yet Asher Keddy pulled it off in Paper Giants, down to the lisp being just right.
Can we move it along a bit, please? Yes? Some of us have meetings to get to.
I love Roger Corser. He is so hilarious. And he's just like such a lad. And he's always got a smile on his face, like he's up to no good.
I just need to know, am I wasting my entire life on you?
Marta Dusseldorp. She is a complete delight as a human being, and I really look up to her and everything she's achieved. Marta and I have done 2 shows together, Jack Irish and Wentworth, and yet we never share the screen. I think she has something written in her contract. I'm going to try and fix that.
What happened?
Nothing.
What?
You said they'd have nothing. They've got a file like that. They know everything about you, your job, you living with me. It's all there, black and white.
Deborah Mailman, Redfern Now and Black Comedy. I mean, 2 totally different ends of the spectrum, and both of them were brilliant.
Deb, I love you, Deb. You're my sister girl, Deb. Seeing Deb, even with those girls, kind of like a mother hen, makes you feel really proud.
What's the real reason you want me in the limelight?
Perhaps I need your superior intellect.
Oh, no doubt.
Claudia Carvin, Puberty Blues, The Time of Our Lives, and she's been doing a lot of stuff as well, you know, behind the camera, producing and creating.
Come on, babe. Let's get you home.
Is there nothing she can't do? She's just beautiful and funny and deeply talented.
Sarah Snook, in this last decade, has really come into her own.
I can make you the most striking girl in the room. Take your clothes off.
A murderer and a lesbian.
I love The Dressmaker. I just thought she was wonderful in it.
Like, wow, what an incredible talent that we've produced. I love that we take these people as if we've created them. I'll take that.
2 boys go missing on your family property, and you're investigating that.
You feel a bit of pride anytime you see another Aussie succeed. Your chest kind of swells a little bit. You're like, yes, go Australia.
The actors, they've all got their own vibe and unique gifts and are driving their own story. And we can take on the best.
Australia has produced generation after generation of superb actors. The question is, who's your favourite TV actor of the decade? The nominees are Essie Davis, Claudia Carvin, Asher Keddy, Deborah Mailman and Sarah Snook. What a stellar roll call of performers. OK, your favourite TV actor of the decade is... Asher Keddy.
Wow. What? Thank you, wonderful audience who have supported me and been so loyal over the last 10 years. It's also in large part to do with the incredible people that I've worked with. Creative, ambitious, generous people who in turn have encouraged my ambition without question. Thank you so much. Congratulations to everyone tonight.
Still to come on AACTA Best of the Decade, Australia Decides, proudly supported by Foxtel. The Aussie movies you loved.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
One of the greatest stories of the last decade.
Our favourite TV moment.
I can't believe Patrick died. I want to be on Fox.
And who's our favourite global superstar? Welcome back to a decade of Australia's best screen content. Now, everyone who's watched a screen in Australia knows the big trend has been the rise of unscripted TV. Reality TV. We can't get enough of it.
I love it. The voyeuristic aspect of it is something that no one can deny is human instinct. If I see a window open of a house I'm walking past, I will always look into it. I'm one of those people.
Why do we watch reality TV? We want to see ourselves reflected on screen. That's why we love reality television.
It's part of the experience, is to go, I would be that guy, actually. I think I'd be that hot jock dude. Or no, I would be the nerdy Indian guy that they always kick out in a week.
Reality television is a terrible thing that I would never do. It's only for sad losers.
There they are!
Your time.
Start!
You are the first woman to scale the walk walk! Oh my God!
Did you hit it? I love the competitive ones. It's really good family viewing. And I think these competition-based shows have actually a lot of power to break down stereotypes, because you'll see people of all shapes and sizes. It just really breaks down any kind of idea you have of what kind of person pursues that sort of thing. I forgot to make an entire element of my dish. With MasterChef, it had huge potential in terms of just mixing that up and really breaking people's ideas of what it is to come from a certain traditional heritage, but then have a love for a cuisine of a completely different culture, you know? So it was just a really good mishmash.
The winner of the X Factor 2013 is Dummy In!
I was trying to make it as a singer and I was getting nowhere, so I went on to get exposure. I didn't go on to win it. Things worked out, but...
Here is the bell if anyone needs it. I will be at the door.
So I don't really feel like cleaning the pool today.
What's annoying about reality TV is actually how popular it is. Like, you can write a joke or spend hours scripting a sketch, and people will find something on reality TV way funnier if it was just a guy getting slapped by someone or a glass of water getting thrown in some dude's face. That is way more entertaining, and I agree, I find that funnier than the jokes that professional comedians write.
Why didn't you tell the girls? The girls don't know, so nobody knows. Ladies, Mummy's been out.
I love a celebrity reality. I mean, I just do. The shows like I'm a Celebrity, it shows celebrities as they are. It strips away everything and it really shows your personality and your strength of character. I'm so scared of failing that I don't give anything a go most of the time, so...
Chrissy Swan is popular because she just is herself on TV.
When you have kids, you can't be a chicken anymore.
People are really drawn to that because they believe she's the real deal.
I thought it was just going to be like a TV set. You act hungry and upset, but it was very real. I lost 10.2 kilos in there. I ate ostrich anus, I believe. It was worse than prison.
And really emotional, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, at least in prison, when you're eating anus, you know the guy's name, you know?
Yeah.
It's taking a lot of guts to eat those guts, babe.
Sophie, Mark, that is the best prank I've ever seen in my life!
I'm so sorry, darling. I am so sorry.
I am obsessed with reality TV, and a lot of people get embarrassed to say they want to be a part of it for some reason, but you just can't beat it. I'm a sucker for it, clearly, because I've entered about 1 billion reality shows. I've done a fair bit of acting. I wasn't great at it, but I just think I'm more comfy in my skin, and I'm not great at learning lines, to be honest, either. So it's just easier.
I'm feeling pretty smitten at the moment. Hang on a second. My whole body was fuming. The dating ones, I just can't. No, never. I'd much rather get rejected by men one at a time. Gorgeous women in their 20s going, I can't meet anyone. You're 20. Give it a minute.
Don't let it get to you. I know.
She's had a target on my back since day one.
I can actually hear everything they're saying. You know those reality villains where they really hype them up to be assholes and somehow they just do. They're like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'm over your bullshit, to be honest. You're a manipulative little bitch.
It's like, Why? Why would you? Why? Stop it. Stop being so mean and awful and thinking that that is somehow going to make you really popular. I mean, I guess it does make them popular.
You were the one leeching all the bullshit to everyone else.
Oh my God.
Who knew taking someone's husband could be so controversial? Shut up, Josh!
James.
Shut up, Josh!
Have respect.
Stay out of it. Don't let me come for you. Stay out of it.
I'm not talking anymore. I've had enough.
So have I.
This behavior is unacceptable.
I would hate to be hated like that. Wouldn't that be weird?
I did speak to Honey Badger before he did Bachelor, and I said to him, hey, it's a great show. What's the worst that can happen?
He didn't pick me either. He picked nobody. Are you kidding me?
I regret saying that.
In one decade where we started with and where we're at now, there's a huge difference. So I think we have gone too far at times.
I don't know where reality TV ends. I think either we reach nirvana together and we become one as a species, or it just destroys us forever.
God, what am I going to do when this is over?
Oh, you'll actually have a life.
Looking great. When applying for a reality TV show, people hope they will find love or reveal their skill as a builder, follow their dream as a chef perhaps, or even get to punch another celebrity right in their famous little face. There's lots of reasons, but none of them thought they could win this incredibly beautiful award. So, who are your favourite nominees for favourite TV contestant of the decade? Sam Frost, Dami Im, Chrissy Swan, Olivia Vivian, and Po Ling Yao. So, who was Australia voted for as their favourite TV contestant of the decade? The winner is Po Ling Yao.
Are you serious? I don't know what to say.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, it's beautiful. I've got to say, when we ambushed Poe at the Darling in Sydney with a win, she was genuinely surprised and sincerely humbled. So congratulations, Poe. A well-deserved win. Well done, mate. Still to come on AACTA Best of the Decade, Australia Decides. The ever-changing world of online content.
Anyone else want to complain about the hours?
And next, the Aussies who have conquered the world.
I want to lick her face.
Couldn't find you when I needed you. I'd happily just fetch her cups of tea when she's on set. I think she's just brilliant.
Welcome back. Now, watching tonight, you have to admit that Australia produces some remarkable talent. And that talent originates right here. Yeah, in Nigeria. No, it's not in Nigeria. Well, they do in Nigeria. Right there in the middle of the North Pacific Sea. No, right there. Not there, but there. I got it. Australia. Now, the rest of the world has woken up to how amazing we are, but we have always known it.
It's almost like the Australian film industry is kind of taking over the world. You've got Margot, Robbie, and Russell Crowe, and Hugh Jackman. All these major film stars that are all Aussies.
So many people love working with Aussies. There's the general idea that Aussies are hardworking and there's a lot of talent coming out of Australia and that, you know, we make great co-stars. So it's a lovely reputation to always aim to uphold.
Russell Crowe, I know he's not Australian, but let's just say he is. I think he's one of the best things that come out of Australia.
You lucky little bastard, eh? Flaming fucking pancakes.
I want to go home.
Oh, my ass.
Rusty is about the most fun co-star you can ever have.
I have a crime to declare. I have disgraced the uniform that I wear.
I think, pound for pound, Russell holds more parties than any actor in Hollywood. Conley Mills, those parties went on and on. I used to have to just escape and hide. Because people are singing, there's a lot of singing, and it's a lot of fun.
He was fantastic and loudest voice.
Anyone else want to complain about the hours? You know, there's a Foot Locker right across the road. I believe they work in 8-hour shifts.
Can't work out whether he was in a fat suit or whether he was in a lycra bodysuit and had just had too many hot dogs at the footy.
You're fired. Are you serious? Please, get the fuck out of here.
One of my all-time favourite Australian actors. I think he's incredible.
Anybody that watched Neighbours knew that Margot Robbie was going to be a star. We just didn't realise how much of an underachiever Margot Robbie was going to be.
You can buy clothes in New York, you know. I understand they have a thriving retail sector.
I talk about Neighbours a lot because it really is such an incredible training camp.
But I won't be able to afford to shop there, not until I'm famous, and that could take weeks.
She left Neighbours in 2011.
She exploded onto the screen on Wolf of Wall Street. She got all of Hollywood's attention.
You're a father now, Jordan?
Yeah.
You're a father now.
I know.
And you're still acting like an infant!
She opened her own production company in America in 2014.
As a producer, you're privy to every element and every aspect of making a film.
If you want to get something done right, do it yourself.
And then in 2018, she was nominated for an Academy Award.
I loved her in I, Tonya.
We also judge on presentation.
Suck my dick.
Everybody wanted to know who she was.
I love being involved in the filmmaking process from, you know, sometimes the inception of an idea, years later until it's released into the world.
I want to be on Fox.
What can't she do? You put her in any role and she succeeds.
She is only your queen if I should not produce an heir.
Aside from being one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood, she is one of the most talked about, most loved.
Despite your every effort, she has prevailed.
And I think the refusal of women like Margot Robbie to go, well, no, I'm not going to be your bitch. I'm going to be my own bitch. It's just been fantastic.
What have you produced in all your travels between our kingdoms? Discord? War? Death?
The great thing about Cate Blanchett is that she can win multiple Academy Awards, but she still makes it a priority to come back to Australia and make fantastic dramas here like Stateless.
Now, you don't let anyone take that away.
She has a brain, and she can act, and she can produce as well.
As your profile gets bigger and you become a little more powerful, you end up producing a lot of stuff. So it sort of is a natural progression.
Well, Brad said I would have won if the Democrats hadn't rigged the congressional map in their favour.
I would work with Kate in any capacity. I'd happily just fetch her cups of tea when she's on set. I think she's just brilliant.
When am I going to make a film with Cate Blanchett?
Christ, I mean, you'd have to be an idiot not to think his phenomenal success was too good to be true.
Whenever I get the call, I'll do anything she wants.
Why did you disappear like that and never contact me? I couldn't find you when I needed you.
There's not an actor in the world who hasn't looked at her work and thought, how the hell did she do that?
Do you know, everyone knows she can act, but it's her skin. Have you seen her skin? I want to lick her face. Can you do that?
I think Hugh Jackman has proved that he can do everything. The roles that he chooses are so diverse.
I love musicals. It was joyous.
He is the epitome of a movie star, I think.
From Wolverine to The Greatest Showman, like they couldn't be further apart.
What kind of monster are you? The Wolverine.
He's charming, he's beautiful, he's wonderful, he's sweet.
And he can dance and sing. That's pretty cool.
Hugh Jackman has been awarded Australia's highest achievement for his contribution to the performing arts.
He just makes you feel so proud to be an Aussie. Because of Hugh, everybody loves Aussies.
Chris Hemsworth.
What a legend. What an absolute legend.
And he came from such humble beginnings as a shaggy little surfer dude on Home and Away.
I do have a pain.
Where?
That's just here.
Just before Chris went to go overseas, he was talking about sort of making it in Hollywood. I'm like, look, Chris, you know, might not happen for you, mate.
Tall, muscly, blonde, blue eyes. Who's not going to give him a job?
Sure enough, 8 weeks later, lands his first gig.
To go from Home and Away to what he's achieved, I'd go, well, duh. I mean, have a look at him.
So is this how you normally look?
More or less.
It's a good look.
Being a great actor and having good abs, you know, you kind of got to kill it, don't you?
Hello, can I have another look? But Jesus, he's good on the eye.
My favourite Aussie superstar has to be Nicole Kidman.
She's able to play all these different characters and so elegantly as well.
She's got such an incredible range.
I'm the one who cared for her every single day, every single night since she was a baby, so...
Nicole has always been incredibly committed to complex portrayals of complex women.
I feel like I get lost every time she acts in the role. Like, I don't go, it's Nicole.
It doesn't surprise me to see somebody like Nicole Kidman moving into producing.
And it's paid off, big time.
They're not just doing the kind of fake producing where you put that little title underneath your name. Like, they're really spearheading the production of these really great pieces of content.
You know what, Mal? The rest of your faction are bedwetters.
Jackie Weaver's career in the States has taken off in the last 10 years.
But you've got guts.
I'm so happy for her because she's one of the most incredibly talented actresses this country has ever produced.
In this place? What is this place?
And then for her to make that break and be recognised by the Hollywood heavyweights. And now, you know, she lives in LA and she's just got this career.
Sting like a bee.
Sting like a motherfucking box jellyfish.
25 films in the last 10 years. That is amazing.
We have so many global stars, we've asked you to choose your favourite. Here are your top 5 nominees. Kate Blanchett, Chris Hemsworth, Hugh Jackman, Nicole Kidman, and Margot Robbie. And your favourite global star of the decade is the wonderful Hugh Jackman.
Wow. Wow, wow. Shane, thank you. This is an incredible surprise and an absolute honour and thrill. Thank you to the actors. Thank you, as in the Actors Awards. Thank you to all those people who voted for me. I still can't believe I've worked for 10 years, let alone got an award like this.
Still to come on AACTA Best of the Decade, Australia Decides, proudly supported by The Star. Your favourite Aussie film.
I have never seen anything like that in all my life.
And your TV moment of the decade.
Come on. Come on.
Loving the show. Great show. Can't win them all. Wow, that's savage. Hey, welcome back to the Actors Best of the Decade. Now, I don't need to say that the past 10 years has seen rapid and constant change, and yet I still said it. But one of the biggest changes is that we all carry a screen that gives us access to the whole world, but it also lets us create our own content. We're all now our own videographers, writers, actors, producers, and broadcasters. This screen has changed our lives forever.
Up until recently, we've had 2 screens, film and TV. But in the last decade, we've got online, which is a phenomenal opportunity for chumps like me to just release content.
This year we started our own fashion label, so it's called Nothing. Well, it's not called Nothing, it's just not called anything.
Certainly a younger generation who've embraced YouTube or been embraced on YouTube.
Mum and Dad cannot have any more lasagnas and my kids can't eat any more cupcakes and our freezers are full and you're clearly in need of something to do.
That is so not true.
Love and Lockdown happened because this idea for a tiny rom-com was just tapping away at my head. At 3 o'clock in the morning, one day I got up and I thought, right, we have to do this. So I called Eddie Perfect, we learnt the ukulele and we made Love and Lockdown in 17 days.
Zach.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yes.
Person who interrupts every time I call the roll. Good, he must...
Here!
Oh, you bastard!
Bondi fashion at the Move is so... Look at me, I don't give a shit. It's so fucking try-hard. So try-hard. Which is exactly why we dress so cool, you know, because we don't give a shit about not giving a shit.
The Bondi hipsters, I think they were one of the first of this decade to really, you know, do their own thing and it blow up.
Honestly reckon if I took Bondi hipsters to any broadcaster before we'd made it, it would have been met with polite confusion and we would have been told to walk.
It just feels like sometimes everyone wants you to fail.
Hi, I'm Kate McCartney.
And I'm Kate McLennan. We've both got family histories of dementia.
Welcome to our world.
The two Kates show the possibilities that YouTube now offer. If you're good enough, you may have a concept and suddenly you've got a national TV program.
Sriracha. Sriracha. So there's two R's, so it's pronounced sriracha. Sriracha. That's right, isn't it? Sriracha. Sriracha. Sriracha.
Hey, you look like you could do a long, hard 2-year relationship.
Yeah, he looks like he's up for a big, long relationship.
How dare you?
There's no one gatekeeper who chooses what gets to be shown and what gets to be popular. It's the general public that decide.
Activewear, activewear.
Being hungover in my activewear.
Activewear, activewear.
Doing literally nothing in my activewear.
One good thing about digital technology is it surprised us what we like. We never really knew the things that we needed, like the activewear song, and we did.
Activewear.
When I grew up, there were, 5 channels, and you had to wait for the show that you wanted, so that those free-to-air channels back in the day were incredibly powerful. But now everyone's so sort of scattered in terms of the media that they're watching. Social media is one of the main outlets. So if you're not there, you're irrelevant in today's media.
What we know as content is going to continually morph. In the past, it was like short and sharp, 3 minutes for online, half an hour to an hour for TV, and then 90 minutes for a feature film, but that's kind of all out the window now.
I know why I married you.
Why?
No, I don't know. Sorry.
We can all create our own content now, and it's heaps easier than when my brother and I made Kenny all those years ago. Yep, still trading on Kenny. So sue me. But to make content creation even easier, AACTA can connect you with the biggest names in TV, film and the online world at AACTA Screenfest. Oh yeah, AACTA is keeping busy.
AACTA is passionate about developing Australia's next wave of screen talent. That's why we established initiatives to help emerging creatives such as AACTA Pitch and the AACTA Reg Grundy Award, offering $50,000 to discover and develop Australia's next big unscripted television program. The AACTA Reg Grundy Award marks the biggest prize of its kind in the world.
It's such a great initiative from AACTA, and we're really grateful for the opportunity.
If you are looking to develop your skills, head to screenfest.com.au, a free online series of events and classes with some of the world's best creators, from Pixar to The Mandalorian.
Coming up after the break.
I punched it in the back, yeah.
We punch sharks in the face.
What are the TV moments that stopped us in our tracks?
One of the greatest stories we've seen in years.
Think, boys. You're smarter than that.
That's next on AACTA's Best of the Decade, Australia Decides. Welcome back to the AACTA's Best of the Decade, Australia Decides. The past 10 years have given us some fantastic TV moments, unforgettable moments. The moments that thrill us or buoy our spirits when we're feeling down. Sometimes they're scripted, sometimes they're not. They're the moments that stopped us in our tracks.
The Thai cave rescue was such a gripping piece of, I guess, news, but also kind of drama as well.
And so began one of the greatest survival stories we've seen in years.
Yes, extraordinary. Let's go live now to Chris Reason.
Everybody was on the edge of their seats around the world, not just in Australia, but everywhere.
People were glued to the TVs because they wanted to make sure that everyone was all right. When you were watching, there was no real end in sight.
The final boys trapped in that Thai cave complex have now been rescued.
Thousands cheered locally on the ground, and millions and billions more around the world cheered with them. I was absolutely elated. From the media pack where I was standing, we couldn't believe that this story had turned into a good news story. I'll tell you, I didn't think it would be.
Goods makes it 7 out of 8 from the set shot.
Australians connect through sport. We come together to watch football, and it's kind of how we see ourselves.
I have never seen anything like that in my life.
It was a tribal dance, ending with a fake spear directed at the Carlton cheer squad.
Adam Goods' war dance was inspirational and off the cuff and raw and gutsy, and I loved it so much I want to learn it.
What he shouldered through those ongoing years was just extraordinary. Trying to talk Australia through its racism issues.
I should be proud about my heritage, my culture and who I am.
That was Australia kind of grappling with itself.
Racism
has no place in sport. Now he's a hero, makes me feel good that maybe we've resolved part of that chapter.
Now to the cricket crisis, and disgraced former captain Steve Smith is about to front the media after arriving back in Sydney just moments ago.
I'll do everything I can to make up for my mistake and the damage it's caused.
Cricket's boss finally admitting they cheated, pure and simple.
You think you can get away with putting a bit of sandpaper in a ball? Come on, come on. Think, boys, you're smarter than that.
Those cameras with their, massive zoom lenses can pick out anything at that distance. The public reaction was furious. The Prime Minister started calling on Cricket Australia to make serious punishments. A major mistake and a low point in cricket history. The final round of the South African surf comp, but Mick Fanning had never faced an adversary like this.
Who attacked who here?
He punched a shark and it went away.
Attacked from behind, Fanning was fighting for his life.
As Australians, you get told to punch a shark. Like, I knew that. No one's ever actually had to try it.
The shark can be seen twisting beneath the waterline. Its tail slaps Fanning in the face.
What are you going to do if you saw a shark? I'd scream.
And he's just like, all right.
Did you get a couple punches in? I punched it in the back, yeah.
How could you make this more Australian? You get his Aussie mate to paddle over and try and get the shark too.
So he got knocked off his board and then like a little wave popped up and I was like, oh, he's gone.
I mean, only if they were drinking stubbies and wearing thongs would it be even more Australian.
Look how cool we are as Aussies. We punch sharks in the face.
Yeah, I'm just happy and really relieved and lucky that I got away scratch-free.
But it wasn't just events in the real world that had us glued to our TVs. Characters in our big-budget television dramas had us shedding tears and hanging off every word.
It's funny here in Australia we seem to really remember TV deaths, and certainly the shock death of Patrick in Offspring, which the audience wasn't expecting, is something that they will probably not forget in a long time.
I was so traumatised, it was like I had lost somebody. I can't believe Patrick died. Nina, I hope you're okay. Sorry. It's just a big day when he passed.
Nina was finally happy, and it was that double-barrel death that, he seemed okay, and then he wasn't, and he was gone, and we will never get over that. I will never get over that.
Sometimes TV dramas need to kill someone off so they can bring someone new in. So Nina got herself a new man. It's okay.
What the hell is this?
Joan Ferguson is missing too.
One of Wentworth's most memorable moments, one of Australian television's most memorable moments, is a scene in which Governor Joan Ferguson, aka the Freak, is buried alive. I am in here! And as the dirt falls onto the coffin, it's the ultimate comeuppance. And of course, the biggest twist in this plot is that 2 seasons later, Ferguson emerges from the dead.
Do you remember where you were when you first saw that footage? I do. The nominees are Thailand Cave Rescue in 2018, Adam Goods' War Cry Dance in 2015, Mick Fanning punching a shark in 2015, Patrick dying in Offspring, The Freak buried alive in Wentworth. You voted for, and rightfully so, Mick Fanning punching a shark.
Wow. I'm just glad it wasn't an ending moment for me. Thanks for supporting me. It was a difficult time for me personally, but the Australian public and the Australian people were so supportive in this whole situation. So thank you to that. Hopefully we never see this in a sporting event ever again.
Sounds like this is the most important piece of clothing I'll ever own.
Which film did you decide was Australia's favourite? That's up next on AACTA Best of the Decade Australia Decides, proudly supported by Mini.
I don't mind a visual explosion in my face.
Welcome back to our celebration of the best of a decade of TV, film and digital screen content. For the last decade, AACTA has been honouring the artists who create what we watch on our screens, including our favourite Australian films. There's a lot to celebrate. Australian movies have never been more varied or more interesting. This is the golden age of Australian cinema.
Geez, we've made a bunch of really awesome films. I say we, not me. I've had nothing to do with film at all. I don't do any of that. But I watch them. You're welcome.
Every year, Aussie film and television employs over 25,000 workers, attracts over 230,000 tourists and contributes over $3 billion in overall value.
Great Gatsby. That was just a visual explosion in your face. I don't mind a visual explosion in my face.
Anyone from around the world would never have picked that it was made, in Australia. And I think the fact that Baz brings everyone here, he brings the work here. What a legend.
That movie was just all bigger and bolder than anyone expected. He has a saying, a life lived in fear is a life half lived, and that's Baz.
What a delight Red Dog is as an animal and a film.
All those in favour of Red Dog joining the TWU?
Red Dog would be the most famous dog in Australian storytelling, second to Bouncer. Bouncer's top, Ask anybody about Bouncer.
The Sapphires was just so uplifting and brilliant. I kick myself to this day because Wayne Blair did call me about it and I took so long to read it. And by the way, I'm now known for reading scripts quickly, and it's because of the Sapphires, because when I rang him and he goes, dude, I'm actually scouting the movie we start in 10 days. And I'm like, so I guess I'm reading this a little late. And he said, yeah.
Singers and dancers wanted to perform for the Americans in Vietnam.
And it says there's good conditions too.
I thought you didn't know how to read.
Where'd you get this? Of course I know how to read, Goatface.
Each time a movie is told with Indigenous directors, that's a huge deal for us.
Pack your swags and get back to the humping.
Because often your people are the jokes. So, to be able where we're telling the jokes and that people are joining in with us instead of laughing down at us, that's a huge thing.
Water Diviner was a great movie. I was thrilled that he got behind the camera.
Action.
It's a great job, this. Should have done it years ago.
George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road, but you can't help but marvel at that. There were some things I was a little perplexed at, I guess, in a narrative sense.
It was a movie about just going to the shops and then not finding what you wanted and then coming back, and I loved it.
What a lovely day!
The Dressmaker is one of my favourite films of the decade. And the costumes.
Jocelyn Moorhouse, who's the director of this film, said that this film was Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven with a sewing machine.
A dress can't change anything. Watch and learn, Gertrude. Watch and learn.
Basically, Kate Winslet got to make out with the young Hemsworth.
Sounds like this is the most important piece of clothing I'll ever own.
She's a bit older than him, but they got to... It was just fun to watch and think about later on.
Lion is one of those stories that really brought audiences together.
Lion absolutely broke my heart.
That little boy I just wanted to take home.
People were actually saying, you've got to be careful, you're going to be crying by then. I'm like, no, I'm good. Watch Lion and you bawl your eyes out at the end of that.
I've never heard a non-Australian do a believable Australian accent until Dev Patel.
I'm adopted, I'm not really Indian.
And also, all of a sudden, Dev Patel's really hot.
Nicole Kidman. She's the most beautiful looking woman. But she has no shame. She will look so fugly if she needs to. Did you see that wig?
I really hope she's dead.
The Babadook is so scary.
You can't get rid of the Babadook.
Me and my flatmate, we almost just had to burn our house down.
Babadook. Oh, so good.
I wanted to make the inaugural statement that a female-driven Australian film would be embraced by Australian audiences.
Rachel Griffiths was sitting here before I was sitting here. I think I can still smell her success around me wafting.
Krusky, Mooney Valley.
I was really happy about how empowering Ride Like a Girl was. To see a woman do so well in such a male-dominated industry.
Girl's never going to win the Melbourne Cup, mate. Not in my lifetime.
I loved it.
I was blown away with how much detail they put into my life and how close it was. Right from start to finish, I absolutely loved it.
Michelle Payne.
We have so much ability to create incredible content in this country. We have the best directors, writers, producers, and the talent. I think the rest of the world is very much in awe.
That was just a drop in the bucket of the incredible Aussie films that have graced our screens in the last 10 years. In fact, I personally have appeared in 15 films this decade, but only one of them was in that package. Here are your nominees. The Dressmaker, The Great Gatsby, Lion, Red Dog, and The Sapphires. So, which was your favourite Australian film of the decade? The winner is Red Dog. We'll be back in a moment. Coming up next are highlights of the AACTA Awards presented by Foxtel that were held earlier this week at the Star in Sydney. We've been looking back at the last decade and handing out awards to some of your and my favourite stars, shows and movies, all voted by you at home. But now, I'm dressed up in my favourite monkey suit, ready to honour the best of right now. Earlier this week, the AACTA Awards presented by Foxtel were held at the Star in Sydney. Let's take a look at the highlights and some of those who were honoured. This year's film winners included the legendary Ned Kelly's story told through modern eyes in true history of the Kelly Gang, featuring Russell Crowe.
Stand up. Close the door.
What the fuck do you want, Harry?
Righto, Ned. Shoot his cock off.
Shoot his cock off! Fuck you, Harry!
And Lee Winnell's global thriller smash starring Elizabeth Moss, The Invisible Man.
He has figured out a way to be invisible.
Now you've only got yourself to blame for that innocent young girl's death.
But one film swept all the major film awards, Baby Teeth. From first-time director Shannon Murphy, this heartfelt coming-of-age movie shone with stellar performances from the entire ensemble, including leads Toby Wallace and Eliza Scanlon.
I just want to thank everybody that worked on Baby Teeth. This was the most incredible film. It was the funnest job that I've ever worked on in my life.
I'm in shock. I didn't think this would happen. This film changed my life. It means so much to me, and I feel so honoured to be standing up here today representing this film.
And supporting actors Essie Davis.
This is the worst possible parenting I can imagine.
I'm so grateful to be a part of this film. And it touches a very human element, a very human story.
And Ben Mendelsohn.
Henry! I don't like you. I'm working at the moment in Noto in Sicily. We are on night shoots. I love Baby Teeth. Of the films of mine that I've seen, it's my favourite. And I'm so, so proud of this film. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Stateless, a fascinating dive into Australia's immigration through multiple perspectives, swept the TV Drama Award categories, including Best Miniseries. Stateless won accolades across technical craft and acting, including acting awards for leads Faisal Bazi and Yvonne Strahovski, and supporting actors Darren Gill-Shannon and Kate Blanchett, who also produced.
This has never been about the money. We're here to support you.
Mystery Road picked up Best Drama Series for the second year running.
Each bag is 10 million.
Who needs a police pension? What do you reckon? I reckon you're going to jail for a long time. You know how they love dirty cops in jail.
MasterChef, featuring 3 new judges in Melissa Leong, Jock Zonfrillo and Andy Allen, took away the Best Reality Award for 2020.
Thank you.
This year's entertainment winner and first-time AACTA Award recipient,
Sam,
was Have You Been Paying Attention?
do you know what the thing is I'm most proud of, Tom?
What's that, Sam?
Saving your career.
We just want to say thank you so much to everyone who got behind the show and supported it. Sam, anything you'd like to say to the AACTA audience?
Hear, hear.
Best Comedy Series is always hard fought. This year, AACTA honoured Upright, the road trip comedy starring Tim Minchin.
Jesus, mate, where'd you come from?
Sydney.
And Millie Alcock. Tim also took away Best Comedy Performer as Outcast Lucky Flynn.
I'm incredibly grateful to Jason Stevens at Lingo Pictures and creator Chris Taylor for coming to me with this iconic idea, and I want to thank Matt Saville again for giving me a very long leash, but knowing when to bully me into doing more takes when I really didn't want to. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The Comedy Entertainment Award was introduced with nominees including Australian Amazon's original stand-up specials, LOL, Last One Laughing Australia, hosted by Rebel Wilson, and Stan's Lockdown Comedy Festival, with Sean McCaleb's Mad as Hell taking the gong.
Oh, I'm very happy to have won the Best Comedy Entertainment. It's a new category. Obviously, we are doubly impressive because we won both of them.
And Best Documentary or Factual Program, well, that went to the controversial Murder in the Outback.
Brad, did you kill Peter Falconia?
After an investigation spanning more than 2 years, detectives have charged Bradley Murdoch, a 45-year-old lorry driver, with the murder of the English backpacker.
Murder in the Outback drew strong audiences globally, with 1.6 million Aussies tuning in.
This kind of documentary storytelling can work on TV, it can bring a big audience. I'd like to thank the networks who took a really ballsy big leap. Channel 7, Angus Ross, thank you very much.
We want to congratulate all the winners, those we just saw, as well as many others. When you look at the annual AACTA Awards and the best of the last decade, there's no doubt that our love affair with our screens is going to continue for a very long time. We'll keep producing content that makes us laugh, makes us cry, and makes us all proud. We'll see you at the movies, folks, or on TV, or on the screens that are in your pockets. I've been Shane Jacobson. You've been fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. Good night, Australia.